All right, no matter in which part of the world you live, this, of course, is an experiment that you should do. Go to any celebrity's social media page, go to their latest posts, scroll down to read the comments, and guess what you will see? Some flattering replies, some critical remarks, and a lot of abuse. It's become very commonplace for people to log on to social media and abuse for absolutely no reason. People hate you on social media for no reason, and they swear at you, they criticize you, and they also make you feel bad. In most cases, for absolutely no reason. Japan has come up with a solution for this. The Japanese parliament has now taken an interesting decision. It has made online insults punishable, or should we say, it has made it more punishable. The existing laws did not call for stringent penalties, a fine of $75 and detention for less than 30 days. That is what was the punishment for online abuse. But the new law is much more stronger. The penalty that has to be paid as a fine is $2,200, and the abuser online could end up in prison for as long as a year. So why has Japan introduced these new laws? Because of an incident that took place in 2020. A 22-year-old television star, Hana Kimura, died by suicide. She had starred in a famous Netflix show. The whole country was shocked by her death, but soon shock turned to curiosity. Why did the successful 22-year-old suddenly choose to end her life? Many fans pointed to the online hate that she constantly received. The Kimura herself shared some of those comments, and on the same day that she died by suicide, clearly there was a link. The cops ended up arresting 3 men on charges of cyberbullying, and 2 years later there is political action. New laws to stop online insult. The question, of course, is, will this work? A lot depends on how the police, of course, takes these cases. Most users do not hurl insults from their own accounts. They use fake ones, and that means additional work for the authorities. Chase the fake account, find the person behind it, and then to arrest them. Also, who defines what is an insult? That's what some opposition lawmakers wanted to know. What if the law is used to target dissidents? To convince the critics, Japan has added a new provision, and this law will be re-examined in a span of 3 years. If the impact is positive, the law stays. If not, then it could be removed. So we hope that the new law does exactly what it is designed to do, because online hate and online abuse is a serious problem, not just in Japan, but indeed around the world, and especially for youngsters. Now, we've got some data for you. 37% of the teens have been bullied online. 30% have been bullied more than once. Instagram is said to be the most toxic. 43% of the teens on Instagram have reported cyberbullying. And this, of course, can take many forms. Some users insult their looks. Others can make fun of your opinions or maybe even your loved ones. It is easy to dismiss them as trolls. But sometimes these insults stick. And the case of Hana Kimura is the example. She had everything going for her, and yet the insults stuck. Now, Japan's law will help to cut that down. After all, 1 year in prison is a long time, and people will think twice before logging onto the internet to hurl abuses at other people. But that is not enough, because social media companies must also join the campaign. So how can they pitch in? For starters, it is important that social media companies start cracking down on fake accounts, or else these cyber crimes will continue. Let's give you an example from India. This is an extreme case. In November last year, a Twitter user issued rape threats against cricketer Virat Kohli's daughter. The police traced the IP address. They chased the user down to Hyderabad. And guess what happened next? The man was granted bail by a court in Mumbai. The bail plea said that merely tracing the IP address is not enough, and the court agreed. Do you see the problem here? There is a grey area around creating fake accounts, around tracing hateful comments on social media. Many cyber criminals use this grey area, and they get away with their online hate campaigns. Public figures are clearly the worst affected. Their every move is criticized online, the way they look, the way they walk, the way they talk, and sometimes these insults have a lasting impact. Japan has come up with an interesting way of tackling this, but clearly more needs to be done. If the goal is to end online abuse, then big tech will have to be roped in. If not, loopholes will always be found. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.